Today looks a lot different than the last couple of days have. The market obviously concerned with what's happening on the spending side of the hyperscalers and this big build out in AI. What's your take from that, the way the market continues to react to this?
Demand is sky high, and there's a fundamental reason for that. We're in the once-in-a-generation infrastructure build-out. This is the largest infrastructure build-out in human history, and there's a fundamental reason for that. Artificial intelligence is going to fundamentally change how we compute everything. Everything from database processing, the way we do search, the way we do recommender systems, you shop, the way you watch movies, and of course, these new agentic systems that are being developed and evolved. This last year, we saw an inflection point in AI. AI became super useful. No longer hallucinating, it's generating informed content, it's reasoning, it's thinking, it's doing research, it's able to use tools. All of a sudden, AI over the last couple of years went from being curious to super useful. The inflection point also came with it, profitable tokens. Anthropic is making great money. OpenAI is making great money. If they could have twice as much compute, the revenues would go up 4 times as much. I mean, literally, these guys are so compute constrained, and the demand is so incredibly great. The number of enterprise users, the number of consumer users, the number of startups that are being built on top of these companies, it's just going through the roof.
So when you see numbers that are, frankly, remarkable, that $660 billion this year will be spent by the hyperscalers as we continue to learn, like we did from Amazon last night. You sit back and think to yourself, that's completely justified based on what you see?
It is appropriate and sustainable. And the reason for that is because all of these companies' cash flows are going to start rising. You know, people are comparing it to cash flows. One of those numbers are wrong. It's just the cash flow is wrong. We are addressing the largest software opportunity in history. For the very first time, software is not just a tool. A tool is like Excel. Now software uses tools. So these AIs use Excel. And so I think the opportunity for this new era of software is incredible. And we're seeing it already moving the earnings of Meta. Nobody uses AI better than Meta. And so if you look at the way that they're using AI, AI went from a classical recommender system running on CPUs to now a generative AI agentic system that is making recommendations. Everything from the way social media works and the way they recommend ads and help advertisers create content has fundamentally been changed. And their earnings show it. And that's the reason why they're investing so hard. They see just a much larger future potential for it. And not just one company. This is going to affect AWS's shopping and the way they recommend goods. This is going to affect how Microsoft's enterprise software works. Every single company sees the same inflection point, and that's why everybody's leaning in so hard.
I feel like that's the point that it's an interesting point. It sort of turns the way you need to think about these businesses on its head. That if you're just fixated on the spending side, as you were talking earlier about, oh, they're spending such a huge portion of their free cash flow, you're kind of missing the story. The market needs to get its arms around that. Do you as well as an investor?
Yes. If you turn the clock back, Scott, to 2008, 2009, right, Amazon could have taken their profits and sent them back to us by way of dividends. Instead, Jeff Bezos said, I'm going to invest in this thing called AWS. Think of it as digging a gold mine. You have to spend a lot of money to dig the gold mine before you get the gold out. These guys are digging the biggest gold mine in the history of software, right? But it costs something up front. Now the question is, do you believe Andy Jassy and Mark Zuckerberg and Sundar and Jensen that this opportunity is that big, or do you have a special insight that causes you to understand there's no gold in the bottom of the gold mine? As an investor, I'll just tell you this. I want my personal net worth, I want my fund's net worth levered against AI, because all human progress is going to be derived from machines helping humans think and augment human thinking. And so whether it's owning Nvidia, which is our largest public position, or whether it's Anthropic or OpenAI, all of these companies are going to be tremendous beneficiaries, and they're doing it at scale. There are increasing advantages to scale, right? And so I think it's hard for people to get their arms around now, just like it was in 2008 and 2009. But thank God Jeff Bezos did that. Now it's a $140 billion business generating $30 billion a year in annual profits that people criticized him for investing in back then.
Artificial intelligence AI businesses have been important drivers of overall stock market gains in recent years, owing to their phenomenal revenue and earnings development. Nvidia has led the surge, with its stock increasing 11-fold since the beginning of 2023 alone. Nvidia continues to see unprecedented demand for its industry-leading graphics processing units, GPUs, for data centers, which are the primary processors utilized in AI development. On February 25th, investors will receive a new sales update when the business releases its operating results for the fiscal 2026 fourth quarter, which ended on January 25th. The news may influence the path of the stock, which is now trading 10% below its all-time high. While most investors will properly focus on the company's revenue and earnings, I believe there is another important statistic to monitor on February 25th, which is frequently forgotten. All attention will be on Nvidia's GPU sales. The company's impending fourth quarter operating performance will cap off its best year yet, with total fiscal 2026 sales likely to reach $213 billion, according to management's most recent guidance. Almost 90% of that income will have come from the data center segment alone, which includes the company's AI GPU sales. Nvidia's current GPU generation is built on the Blackwell and Blackwell Ultra architectures, which outperform the company's original Hopper-based AI GPUs, such as the H100, by up to 50 times. Demand for the Blackwell platform continues to surpass supply, but investors have shifted their focus to the next version, known as Rubin, which Nvidia introduced last year. According to the business, the Rubin architecture is so strong that developers will be able to train AI models with 75% less GPUs, lowering inference costs, the cost of models ingesting prompts and generating replies, by up to 90%. Rubin GPUs are presently in production and will begin shipping to clients in the second half of this year, with Amazon, Microsoft, and Alphabet among the first to receive them. The February 25th report will most certainly include a new update on Rubin's commercialization, and because it is expected to drive significant growth for the company in fiscal 2027, investors will rightfully pay close attention. The most important number to watch on February 25th. The AI revolution has met a few speed bumps in recent weeks. Microsoft, for example, is seeing relatively low adoption of its Copilot AI assistant in some critical areas. For example, organizations have added Copilot to less than 4% of their enterprise 365 subscriptions, Word, Excel, Outlook, and others, which is one of the reasons the stock fell following its most recent earnings report. There are also concerns that the leading startup OpenAI would be unable to meet its financial obligations. For example, it has made orders for $281 billion in data center capacity with Microsoft Azure, and another $300 billion with Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. However, the startup's annualized revenue is just $20 billion, so unless it experiences significant growth or gets a truckload of cash from investors, it will be unable to pay its financial responsibilities. That takes me to a critical figure to watch in Nvidia's upcoming report: customer concentration. During the company's fiscal 2026 third quarter, which ended on October 26th, only 4 mystery clients accounted for 61% of its total sales of $57 billion. Its client concentration has increased dramatically. During the prior quarter, its largest customer accounted for only 12% of total revenue, with only 3 customers accounting for more than 10%. This poses a significant danger for the organization. Assume Microsoft is customer A, which is hard to know but realistic, and it must reduce its AI data center spending because a big customer, such as OpenAI, is unable to meet its financial promises. That will result in a significant decrease in revenue for Nvidia, which it will likely be unable to compensate. Nvidia's stock appears cheap, but investors are definitely wary. As previously stated, the company is currently down 10% from its all-time high and trades at a price-to-earnings ratio, PE, of just 45.9, a significant discount to its 10-year average of 61.5. This means that investors are cautious right now, but the company's February 25th report could change that, especially if it alleviates fears about consumer concentration. History shows that this is the most likely outcome because Nvidia stock typically performs well after management issues its quarterly earnings reports, and CEO Jensen Huang frequently portrays a very optimistic picture of the company's long-term future. As a result, while investors must stay watchful as usual, the stock's current price makes it difficult to ignore. In 5 years, I believe it will trade higher than it does now. Join our investor community. Hit subscribe and like to get your daily Nvidia stock insights and tutorials delivered. The Semiconductor Industry Association announced on Friday that global semiconductor sales are likely to reach $1 trillion this year. The association, which represents the majority of U.S. chip makers, stated that chip sales will reach $791.7 billion in 2025, up 25.6% from the previous year. That brisk expansion is projected to continue this year as big technology companies across the world invest hundreds of billions of dollars in data centers for artificial intelligence. Nvidia, Advanced Micro Devices, and Intel produced advanced computer processors, which were the fastest growing and largest segment of chips. Sales of those products grew by 39.9%, reaching $301.9 billion in 2025. The second largest category was memory chips, which are becoming increasingly expensive due to an AI-induced shortage. Memory chip sales increased 34.8%, reaching $223.1 billion. However, the AI boom has spread to practically every sector of the chip industry, with John Neufer, president and CEO of the Washington, D.C.-based Industry Association, reporting that executives at a number of smaller enterprises voiced excitement for 2026 when he recently visited Silicon Valley. "No one knows what's going to happen with the AI build-out a year from now, but my orders are absolutely full," Neufer told Reuters. "At least for the next year, we're on a very good glide path." CoreWeave stock went public over a year ago, in March 2025. It has been a significant stock for artificial intelligence, AI investors to watch because of its tight partnership with Nvidia. It provides organizations with access to processing capacity and Nvidia's leading CPUs, making it an appealing investment if you believe in the AI market and Nvidia's continued dominance. Nvidia has also invested in CoreWeave. Recently, it expanded its investment in the company by $2 billion. The show of confidence has boosted CoreWeave's stock, which is currently up 26% since the beginning of the year. Should you buy the AI stock as well? Nvidia has nearly quadrupled its investment in CoreWeave by investing another $2 billion, or around 23 million shares, becoming the company's second-largest investor. The financial flow will help CoreWeave expand its capacity and data centers, putting it in a better position for future development potential thanks to AI. However, whether this makes the stock a safer investment remains debatable. CoreWeave has struggled to create profitability despite tremendous top-line growth. The company's sales tripled to $3.6 billion in the first 9 months of 2025, but its net loss of $715 million was only 12% smaller than the $812 million loss it had in the same time the previous year. While CoreWeave's stock has risen sharply this year, investors should exercise caution. Because of its close ties to Nvidia, its performance will be determined by how well the computer behemoth does. And rather than adopting CoreWeave as a proxy, you might be better suited buying in Nvidia. Just because CoreWeave's market capitalization is lower does not imply that it has more potential. Nvidia has previously invested in startups that did not perform well for investors, such as SoundHound AI, from which it eventually exited. SoundHound would eventually plummet by 50% last year. At the end of the day, it's critical to conduct your own analysis of a stock before purchasing it, rather than relying on the actions of another investor or corporation. CoreWeave does not appear to be a very appealing stock to own based on its fundamentals, considering its lack of profitability despite its phenomenal growth. Despite President Donald Trump's permission of Nvidia's export of H200 chips to China, the sales are apparently still awaiting final approval from the U.S. government. The U.S. government is currently assessing the licenses to verify that the right conditions are attached. The Commerce Department has concluded its research, but the State Department is apparently pushing for stronger limitations, according to a Financial Times report published on Wednesday. The State Department is presently undertaking a national security evaluation before issuing licenses to Chinese customers. During Advanced Micro Devices' earnings call on Tuesday, CEO Lisa Su stated that the business is awaiting U.S. licenses to supply the MI325X processor under the same December arrangement. Chris McGuire, Senior Fellow for China and Emerging Technology at the Council on Foreign Relations, told the outlet that the State Department's worries highlight real and significant national security dangers that should not be dismissed. Meanwhile, Chinese clients are postponing orders for Nvidia's H200 chips while they await clarification on licensing approvals and any applicable constraints. In December, Nvidia's CEO, Jensen Huang, reached an agreement with Trump that increased hopes for Nvidia's return to the Chinese market, which Huang says could be worth $50 billion per year. However, formal permission from the Trump administration arrived in January. The delay in final certification of Nvidia's H200 AI chip sales to China might have serious consequences for the company's market share and revenue. Alibaba Group Holding Limited introduced a high-end self-developed AI chip through its T-Head unit, intending to reduce reliance on Nvidia. Earlier in January, Beijing reportedly cleared the import of the first batch of Nvidia's H200 chips during Huang's recent trip to China, with 3 large Chinese internet enterprises receiving initial clearances. This was followed by rumors that DeepSeek, a Chinese AI startup, was looking to buy Nvidia's high-end chips, despite initial concerns about declining demand. According to the latest news, China's Industry and Commerce Ministries have issued licenses, while the National Development and Reform Commission, the country's top economic planner, is still completing the criteria. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Investing Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.